Today, Rubel and I are going to be talking about the recently released horror game trailer. Completely fucked out. Dickhead. Jesus Christ, can't read my own writing.
Man, we think Gary's useless, but
Yeah,
we need him for this bit.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to a special side quests episode of the Screenplay podcast. Today, Rubel and I will be talking about the recently released game trailer for the iconic horror franchise Halloween. And with these side quests and our bonus episodes, the team has never been together in full. We've only had 2 out of the 3, and I'm actually happy I'm with you today, Rubes, for this one, because you are our horror, dare I say, expert. You know, you're a horror fan, you make your horror shorts and everything else. So what's your history with the franchise? Is Halloween a big one for you, or?
Before I get into it, I just want to say, like, as usual, Gary's missing. His dedication and to our cause is questionable, and I think we should replace him. But let's not tell him that. I look for someone.
I was gonna say you're gonna get Mike Myers to come in.
Halloween. I really like. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of slashers generally, but I do like Halloween a lot because I saw it. It's one of the first horror films I watched when I was younger, and I always found it like one of those horror movies that always comes up in conversation. It's huge. Everyone loves it. It's directed by John Carpenter, who's legendary in the horror space.
Absolutely.
And it was an indie movie, right? It was made for like, I think $325,000.
Which is easy for a slasher, right? You don't need a big budget for a slasher film.
But it made back like 70 million. So I think it had the biggest ROI and
nice.
until Blair Witch. So it's huge. But what I found more interesting than the movie, because I really like the movie, and it's one that I studied in school and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it. But the making of and all the behind the scenes stuff is I think, a lot more interesting. Like, I'll drop you a few bits of trivia that you might or might not know.
Probably not.
Originally, it was titled the Babysitter Murders when they first made it.
Don't like that.
I know, right? Yeah. And John Carpenter, who directed it, co-wrote it, and is a composer on the movie, like, got such a tiny fraction of the profits. Like, it was always one of the most profitable movies of all time at the time.
Oh, wow.
And he barely made any money. The guy who played Michael Myers was getting $25 a day. Like,
you'd
probably get more at a sweatshop. But here it was, $25 a day. I think they shot in spring, and they made it look like autumn with fake leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the people that was putting the fake leaves out was Robert Englund, the guy who plays Freddy Krueger.
Wow.
He was on set. Yeah, this was before he was Freddy Krueger. Obviously, went on to be one of the most iconic horror villains of all time. But at the time, he was out there putting leaves on the floor for John Carpenter. So I find all that stuff interesting. Yeah, and I really like the movie. I thought it was really, like, mysterious having this guy, Michael Myers. It's like, what does he want? What's his motives? But there is nothing. He's just evil. And that's what I really liked about it. They didn't try to kind of create a backstory for him. Oh, he's this person's uncle, or his person. He was just an evil guy, an evil kid who grew up to be an evil man.
Less is more sometimes, right?
Yeah. What's your opinions on the first movie?
Yeah, so the franchise as a whole, I've only ever seen the first one many, many, many years ago. Then I've seen H2O. I think that's one of them. And then whatever the most recent one was, where Jamie Lee Curtis is quite old, I saw the final act of that, walked in on it and watched that. So my history with this franchise is not too great. But yeah, with regards to the first one, I enjoyed it. Again, I'm not the biggest slasher person, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was eerie. I liked all the tension that that it builds. Mike Myers is interesting. Again, like you say, he's, what's his motives and everything else, and then he's just evil for evil's sake. Yeah, I really liked it. And he's one of the icons of horror now, isn't he? He's there. It's him, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, all these kind of guys. Where does he sit in the pecking order for you? Is he lower down the run than those guys, or?
He's quite high up. I mean, I love the fact that his mask was originally a William Shatner mask, and then they just turned it inside out.
That's incredible.
But he's up there. I mean, I couldn't put him right near the top because he hasn't got a personality, right? There's no hiding from that. He's way higher than Jason. I've never been a big fan of the Friday the 13th series. I'd say he's on par with probably Freddy Krueger. I think it's hard to say. As a character, maybe. And with Halloween, there's been some duds, man. So like, I saw the first one, and then the next one I watched was the third one. And at the time when I was really young, I didn't understand it because there's no Michael Myers in it. It's just like a movie about witches.
Really?
Because that was the original plan, was to have it as an anthology. So every year on Halloween, a movie would come out called Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Okay.
And they all would be completely separate from each other.
Yeah.
But once the studio saw that those dollars come in, man, dollar bills, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just like, fucking hell, shake your belly like a belly dancer. Took all that fat loot. But like, going to the franchise, like, I was thinking about it before I record and how many of the Halloween movies I liked, and surprisingly, not many. So now that I'm older, I actually like the third one, Season of the Witch.
Right.
It's not bad. It's kind of cool in its own way. I quite like H2O. I think it's quite a fun one. I think Josh Hartnett's in that, if I remember correctly. But that one was pretty fun. He was pretty young in it. Yeah, I'm sure he's in it.
Possibly, yeah. I just kind of remember the ending, I think, where is he caught behind a tree and she takes his head off?
Yeah, she chops his head off in that, and then later on you find out it was a paramedic. Like, what a stupidness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I know. There's been some other, like, utter duds. I think I've seen them all. Ones I remember that we're talking about a little bit. I think one of them has Busta Rhymes. Have you seen that?
No.
And it's not just that Busta Rhymes is in a Halloween movie. He literally has a fight scene with Michael Myers. I'll put the clip into the episode where he does like some kung fu kick, and he's like, "Hiya!"
Michael, come and see me. Look at me. Wanna fuck with me? Huh? Fucker.
Does he actually make that noise?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, "Get over here, motherfucker!" And I was just like, "What has happened to this franchise?" So there's that.
Yeah.
Then there was a reboot by Rob Zombie, which
Really?
was all right. Yeah, he done a couple. He done 1 and 2. The second one was such a weird movie. Like, it has this long scene at the beginning. This is the second one. And then about 45 minutes, it like cuts, and it's like, that was all a dream.
Like, I hate that.
Yeah. So I felt a bit cheated.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was the new trilogy by David Gordon Green. I quite liked the first one of those 3. It was like a complete reboot. I think they took out all the bullshit, like Michael Myers and Laurie Strode's sister and brother and all that shit. They took all that crap out. It was back to like just him evil, and he's come back to kill the one person that escaped him. And I was like, oh, this is really good. I've really enjoyed it. I think it was written by Danny McBride. And then I watched Halloween Kills, the second one of that trilogy. And at the time, I was like, I'm really not enjoying this. I don't get it. It's about mob mentality and this and that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I watched the third one, and it makes the second one look like Godfather. Like, suddenly they introduce this new character at the end of a franchise. And you're supposed to give a shit about him, which you don't. And then before it gets to the climactic moment, and like you barely see Michael Myers. And when it gets to the climactic moment, spoiler alert, they just kill this guy off. So it's like, what the fuck is the point of this movie? They should just had the last 20 minutes as a short on its own, and I would have accepted that more than what they came up with.
Can I ask, like, is there ever a point where we see Michael Myers run? Because he seems to catch up with everyone while he walks at the slowest pace ever.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, how do you measure his cardio? Because he never runs, but he gets places super quick. Like, I don't know how he does it.
Incredible.
What a dude. Did you know, like, Christopher Lee was meant to be detective? Is it the Loomis? I can't remember. Is it detective?
Really?
Or it was the cop? Yeah, I think he said in an interview that it's his biggest regret turning that role down because he was so low budget and he was a big star at the time.
Yeah,
he turned it down. And I was just like, it was like one of the biggest regrets. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool because I mean he's got his own iconic horror character as well, isn't he? So
Dracula.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely. So yeah, it would have been interesting to see him in this as well. Okay, so that's our history with the film franchise itself then. So let's move on to the trailer. Now, the trailer is just one long shot. We're out in the dark. We're sort of panning across the front of houses. We can hear some kerfuffle going on. Until a lady comes out. And to be honest with you, when I first saw the video pop up, I wasn't sure if I was clicking on to a film trailer or a game trailer. And then once you see the young lady, you realize, okay, this is a character model from a game. Comes running through houses, looking for people, and then all of a sudden we see Myers, and that's kind of really it. Didn't really get much of an idea of what the game was going to be. The first thing that comes to mind is going to be some sort of survival, right? Like a Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I mean, I've not played that, but I mean, like you, there's a fucking fly in my room. Like you, I was watching the trailer. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" Right? I had no idea if it was a game or not. The external scene looks really cool. I like that they used the music by John Carpenter. He's a producer on the movie.
He's involved with the game. Yeah,
I think he's a producer on it. The music is inspired by him, so I'm sure he'll have some say. Hopefully, he does. And yeah, I was kind of like, they're clearly paying a lot of, like giving a lot of nods to the movie. Like the music's there. They're using the same kind of location. The way it ends with the pumpkin, the lantern, and the title, that feels very reminiscent of the credits from the first movie. So all that was good. And then I started reading about the game. So a few things I found out, like obviously it's asymmetric game.
That's correct.
So there are those ones where like 4 versus 1, so it's not all equal.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that. But then I looked at who's making it. It's Ilphonic Games.
Yeah, so they've got the old Killer Clowns from Outer Space game.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Ghostbusters. Predator and Friday the 13th. Which I've only played from those Friday the 13th. It was super buggy, and then they shut down the servers. I think they shut down the servers on all those games. And if you look at all the Metacritic scores, they're all in the 50-60 range.
So yeah, I was looking at the Killer Clowns from Outer Space gameplay, and on YouTube, and I went down to the comment section, and there's a lot of complaints about the game not getting support, needing more content and stuff like that. Really sort of angry that they just kind of dropped the game and moved on pretty quickly, because apparently it had potential. They seem to just kind of do the same thing with all of their games. It's kind of like
it seems to be a bit of a trend, isn't it?
Yeah,
they kind
basically.
They really say everyone's excited and then they shut the servers down. That's the end of it.
Basically, yeah. And they are all very Dead by Daylight-esque, which is the same thing. Again, a 4v1 type of asymmetric game.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
when I looked into that...
Yeah.
Sorry. When I looked into that, Mike Myers is in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
So you can actually be him there and play this type of game. So I am wondering what they're going to do to really differentiate from that game.
Yes. So I was reading about it. And like on this one, they're actually adding, I think, local multiplayer and single player as well.
Yes, there's a single player story mode apparently.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a case of just like shut the servers down and games finished, right? They got single player. Yeah. I think you lived that night in 1978 when the night he came home, you kind of live it through his eyes, see what he was doing. So there's going to be a single player campaign. And then I think there's local multiplayer. You can play with bots and stuff. So it's not going to completely vanish like the previous games. But again, like the other games, the server issue wasn't the only issue with those games. It was also like glitchy and buggy, and which is a bit worrying. Like I'm all up for these companies, like giving them a second chance. It's an indie company,
yeah, for
whatever,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
But when they've already made like four games you've just mentioned, plus a few others, and they've got it wrong every single time. So I'm not super filled with hope what they can do with this one. And then when you look at the graphics as well, like the long shot that they show in the trailer looks really cool, but I looked at some screenshots afterwards, and although it's using the Unreal Engine 5, it didn't look that impressive. It looked like a PlayStation 3 game.
I got to be honest with like I say to you, when I was watching the trailer and I wasn't sure if I was watching a game or a film, and when I saw the young lady, I was like, don't look that great, was a little bit disappointed by that, which is a shame. Because they've, Predator, perhaps not Killer Clowns so much, but Predator and Ghostbusters, these are big franchises. Now Halloween, that's also another huge one. You think they would kind of start to up their game bit by bit and iron out all the kinks, considering they're doing the same type of game as well. It's not like they've done an asymmetric game and they've moved on to a racing game and whatever. It's the same type of game.
It's their niche, so they should be good
Precisely,
at it by now.
This is their wheelhouse.
Yeah, we spoke about Terminator, and I was looking at the games that company made, and you can tell they're really good at that kind of game.
Yeah,
this is the first time they've got a big franchise IP.
Yes.
So this company, like you said, I've got a Predator, they got Friday the 13th, they've got big stuff before, and they fucked it up. I'm hoping that they're focusing so much on single player that there'll be something there to make it worthwhile. But I'm not holding my breath, thinking this is going to be great. Like, it just doesn't seem like it will be.
Yeah, their Ghostbusters game had a single player story, from what I could tell.
Was it?
Yeah, it had about 5 acts, I believe. Roughly could get you about 8 hours, I believe, of gameplay. We'll see if that's going to be the same for this, but with a little bit of research on Illphonics, not too hopeful, but let's try and keep it a little bit optimistic. What sort of things would you like to see within the game then? That what would entice you? Obviously, we know it's a asymmetric multiplayer game, so
I love the fact that he says you could either be Michael Myers and kill people, or you can be the people and snitch on him to the cops.
Yeah, I thought that was strange, right? Just call the police.
Well, what I think they are doing that I like, that it's based on stealth and not action.
Yes.
So that's interesting. What I would like is would be something like, and I know they're focusing solely on Halloween 1, so like I'd like to have all the other characters in it, like Loomis and all of them lot. But the one thing I want to know, right, is I've always had this question, this big plot hole in the first movie. So he goes to jail when he was a child, right? Something about 8 or 9, something like that. Yeah. And the next time you see him, like, is when he breaks out of the mental institute, and he can drive a car perfectly fine. I hope there's a Gran Turismo style license fucking stage where you have to figure out how to drive, because I've always wondered, how did he learn to drive ever getting in a car?
Maybe the thing possessing him already knows how to drive.
Yeah, so but I do want to see, like, like Laurie's friends that he kills and stuff. I'd like to see all of them in it, but I also want to see, like, what was he doing in between that stuff? You know what I mean? I want to see like his entire night, rather than the stuff you've already seen in the movie.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hoping that's the route they're going down, because they keep saying you see things from his perspective, right?
Yes.
But we know what his perspective, and we see every kill he does in the movie. So there has to be more than that. So, and that would be enough for me, really. I'm not asking for much.
Yeah, well, maybe we're going to find out how he does get around so quickly then, if that's what's going to happen. We're going to see it from his perspective. So
I imagine that it's like he walks so slowly and you hold sprint and he just walks a bit faster.
It's got to be interesting. I thought the fact that you can cut power lines as well, and like telephone wires, that's going to be a part of it to like prevent them from calling the police. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if that's been done before in these games, but I thought that's quite an interesting little mechanic there.
Normally these games are just like you catch them and you kill them, right? So
yeah, exactly. You just grab them, kill them. Dead by Daylight's got some gruesome kills, picking people up onto like meat hooks and things. Quite gruesome. And like you say, this is going to be like kind of stealth heavy, hiding in the dark, making people fear the shadows and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's got potential. The sad thing for us is that we are kind of Switch-centric gamers. Gary and I Gary and I have a PS5. You don't, and we all play together on the Switch 2 now. It hasn't been advertised for Switch 2, so perhaps it will come later. Because the problem with Nintendo is they didn't send out dev kits to many studios, so it's going to be a catch-up game for a lot of titles that we want to be on Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm sure the Switch can run it, because if it can run like Friday the 13th,
it
can run this.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Tekken wasn't enough to make me buy a PlayStation 5, this ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's rumors about Tekken 8 coming to Switch 2, but let's keep our fingers crossed for that. So if this does come to Switch 2 and it's reasonably priced, do you think this will be something the three of us jump on, give a go?
Well, I'd probably get it. I'm sure you can be convinced, but try convince Gaz.
Yeah, he hates the Switch, right? Doesn't even want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he ain't getting shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, I mean, if everyone got it, then I'd happily get it. I mean, it's a horror game. I like horror stuff. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to give it a go.
Yeah. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed then, and hope that they knock it out of the park and get it right this time. Before we wrap up, Rubes, do you want to touch on Silk Song?
Fucking Silk Song, man. Like I think I've said it on this podcast before. I might have not. That when I had my second kid, I finished Silk Song. I started and finished it then. And on the website, it's like Hollow Knight. Sorry, and it's like the Silk Song will be out soon. She's nearly 5. And 5 years, man. I'm waiting for that game.
Incredible. Well,
I'm gonna blast through Donkey Kong. 4th. Yeah. So I've got like 2 weeks to finish Donkey Kong now. Fuck the bananas. I'm just gonna plow through it, finish everything super quick. I'm one of those people. I got that OCD where like if I start a game, I can't move on to the next game to finish this game.
Fair enough.
And whilst Donkey Kong is good, I'm not massively into 3D games. I like 2D games.
Yeah.
And I gotta play Silk Song. I've waited long enough. Can't wait to fucking play it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, honestly, with such a long wait, mate, I hope it lives up to your expectations.
It looks the same, like just bigger, and that's what I want. I didn't want him to fuck around with it and change it. They had a great interview. They were like, they made so much money now, they don't need money, so they're like, let's keep delaying it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's how you know that they're sitting pretty, because they can just keep. Yeah, they've added like 50 new enemies or something. There's like a ridiculous amount of boss fights. It's going to be an incredible game. It looked a little bit more colorful as well.
Yeah. Hollow Knight is very dark.
Is it very dark?
The difference, like in Hollow Knight, you're always going down, you're kind of descending into the abyss, whereas this one you're ascending. So it'll probably get brighter as you play it.
Right. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's one of those games though. When I finished the first one, I remember like going on like Hollow Knight wiki page and all these other pages and like reading every bit of lore.
Right.
So it's the only game I've ever done that with. I like completed 100, I think 112% like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had a DLC and stuff that came afterwards.
Oh, okay, this makes sense. Yeah.
So we went beyond 100%. I finished like some of it is so hard, like Path of Pain.
Yeah,
it's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Like I know we've kind of sidebarred here, but on Path of Pain, right, it's so hard to get to the end. And once you finish it, you come across these 2 jobbers, but your hand's sweating and so shaky that they just kill you. So before you can see the little bit of lore you're going to get, I got killed and went right back to the start. I was like, fuck, I'm going to do it again.
That's the thing that kills me about these games, man. I just don't know. It would, I'll just get unmotivated every time I died. I mean, you convinced Gary and I to give it a try. And I'm not the biggest Metroidvania kind of guy. I've played this.
Neither am I normally.
Super Metroid I played. I completed Metroid Dread, which I really enjoyed, actually. I've got to be honest with you. I'm currently playing Animal Well, and I haven't completed that yet. And even though I didn't like Hollow Knight, it just didn't grab me for whatever reason. The hype behind this Silk Song is making me want to go back and do that and then like get involved.
It's one of those games, right? If I give you a bit of advice, right? There's a couple of things you have to know when you play Hollow Knight. Firstly, it doesn't hold your hand. Like, this is what Gary didn't like. It doesn't tell you what to do, right? But that's the point of the game, because you're like a person discovering this land. You're like a journeyman. Yeah. So that's by design. But I think the problem with it is 2 things. One is like at the beginning, the controls feel a bit like there's not much you can do. You can just jump and attack. But as you play the game, you start getting these charms. You can control your character and doing so many different things. And like, so by that point, you kind of get used to it. But also, like when I first bought the game, and I was playing it. It's the first game I bought on the Switch. It was 10 quid. And I was like, what is this shit? Like, why do people love this game? Then you get to a certain point, and I've talked to other people who, at the very same point, say, this is where it clicks. Because you get to this certain boss who's really hard. The minute you kill that boss, right, it's like this kind of vampire-looking guy. As soon as you kill him, then you're just like, I get what to do now. And then you go back and you want to complete it, like from start to finish. Like, there's a thing called the black egg, and you kind of come across it quite early. but you can't go into it. But you kind of know there's going to be a big point where you have to go into that. And then once I was ready to go in, I was like, oh, it's open, I can go in. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to go and find every nook and cranny in this game, finish everything. And then I went back and did it.
Nice.
I just didn't want it to end. So I can't wait.
It's always a nice feeling when you get that. You just want more, and you're happy to actually. I very rarely 100% a game. It's only the ones that truly click with me that I do, and that's such a nice feeling. So yeah, man, fingers crossed for you that when Silksong comes out, it lives up to all of your expectations and everybody's expectations, man, because the internet's going crazy for this right now. So yeah, so let's wrap it up there then. Thank you everyone for tuning into the episode. If you'd like to get in touch with us at any point, we are on all the usual social websites. Get in touch with there. We've got an email, but that seems old, doesn't it? Does that date us, make us sound like old people having an email? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So just go through the socials, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Peace.